because if you hit a bump, 100% you're going to drop your balls.
Are you tired of sucking at golf? Well, I can't help you take strokes off your game, but I can show you some really awesome 3D printed golf accessories to at least make sure that you're having a more fun time.
This video is brought to you by PCBWay. More about them later. One of the absolute hardest parts about golf is putting. You can have a great drive, just absolutely crush it off the tee, a beautiful chip and on, and all of a sudden, the birdie you're shooting for on this par 4 is 5 over. And I'm no different. I am terrible at putting. I'm not very good at aiming the putt, and I struggle with reading the green. Well, a lot of new golf balls are going to have a line on them that shows you kind of where to aim the ball towards the hole. Unfortunately, sometimes that can be kind of hard to see, and the next model is something that's designed to help you with that. Basically, it is this. This is a stencil, and the stencil is designed to just clip onto your favorite ball, and you use a Sharpie to actually draw 3 straight lines on the ball. If you're using a white golf ball, you could use different colored Sharpies to add contrast and show kind of where things are. Personally, I enjoy playing these colored Callaway balls. I like the way they feel, I like the way they look, and they're pretty easy to find. The Sharpie is really easy to apply. Basically, all you have to do is just draw in the lines and demold. And then now, you have 3 lines on your ball that you aim towards the hole. You just rotate your ball towards wherever your mark is and putt away. And then you're going to go from a 5 putt down to a 3 putt. Guaranteed. Another small grievance that I have when I'm playing golf is I can never find an extra ball when I need to hit a mulligan. I mean, I can never find an extra ball when it's time to tee off. Anyway, our next print looks to solve that. This awesome 3-ball holder is a really quick and easy print. You run a carabiner through it and it just clips onto your bag. Most golf bags have a spot where you can hang accessories like towels and brushes. Basically, this print's going to serve a few purposes. If you're a cart golfer, one of those crazy people who wants to get their exercise in while they're out in nature, then having a ball at the ready right on your bag is going to be super convenient. It's just hanging there, grab the ball for your next shot. Now, you could leave a ball in your pocket, but I run into the same issue with that I do with leaving a tee in my pocket. You have these jungling around and you have a large bulge out of your pocket from the golf ball, and when you have your pockets full of golf accessories, you have 2 balls in there and a handful of tees, it's just an uncomfortable golf experience. So being able to hang your balls from your bag and have your tees at the ready on your hat is going to make things a lot more straightforward for you. Basically, everything is going to be grab and go. You're not going to have balls taking up space in your bag. And honestly, this is a fantastic print. It doesn't use a lot of filament. It looks nice, and everybody's going to ask where you got it. Another way that you could actually use this ball holder is it's pretty easy to find something to magnet this to the golf cart. So when you're driving around, then you have your balls right in front of your face where they're nice and easy to reach. Basically, something like a Night Eyes split carabiner or like a mag lock, something like that designed for keys would make it really nice. You're going to want to make sure it's something with a strong magnet because if you hit a bump, 100% you're going to drop your balls. You might be asking yourself, if I love golf, but I don't have access to a 3D printer, how do I get some of these sweet 3D printed golf accessories? Well, that's where this week's sponsor, PCBWay, comes into play. They are your one-stop shop for prototyping and one-off custom orders. Basically, you can find these files online and have them print them for you. And when they reached out and wanted to sponsor this week's video, I absolutely jumped at the opportunity because they printed some of these golf accessories for us and they turned out fantastic. One of my favorites is this, the ball holder. And the ball holder was printed out of carbon fiber nylon. And why carbon fiber nylon for something like this will be advantageous over the ASA that I printed is nylon is known for being more ductile. And this is going to be pretty flexible, so it's going to be able to handle some abuse. Nylon is a really strong material. And the way that this material is printed is it's actually a powder, and it's melted with a laser, and the layer lines are basically imperceivable. It's almost like injection molding. I mean, this thing, you cannot tell that it has layer lines at all. And as a great bonus for that, that's going to effectively give you no weak points. So when you're clipping a golf ball into it over and over and over again, it's going to hang on really tight. One thing that I found is the golf balls, while they hold really nice and firm, they're also still able to spin really freely, and that's something that my ASA prints don't do. I also went ahead and ordered some of my hat clips that I designed out of the same nylon without the carbon fiber, and they look incredible in black. The detail is phenomenal, and I have a lot of confidence in these printed parts holding up really well. Basically, if you're looking to get some awesome 3D printed golf accessories, or you have some other needs, maybe you need something CNC machined, you're designing PCBs, or you are even interested in injection molding, check out PCBWay. If you use the link in the description below, you'll get $5 off after you sign up for your first project. And our next model is actually a golf tee holder designed to clip directly onto your hat. The reason why this is a really cool idea is it serves a couple of purposes. One, it gives you a place to put your tee that's not your pocket. Something that I've ran into an issue with in the past throughout the years of golfing is when I throw tees in my pocket, I stab myself in the leg and it hurts. And then when I'm done for the day, I forget to take the tee out of my pocket, and then I'm carrying around golf tees, and eventually you're going to poke a hole through the bottom of your pants. And it is not a great time. You're destroying clothes, you're stabbing yourself in the leg, and it's genuinely uncomfortable. The hat T-clip goes a really long way for solving that issue. The original model that we were using and found good success with is this little clip. And from the close-ups that you're seeing, it works exactly how it needs to. The original designer, which we're going to show you on screen and where it is on printables, is a really talented individual. There were a couple of small complaints that I had with it, so I opted to use their principle and some other designs, and I actually created my own version. And in mine, I used a little bit thicker walls, a little bit more robust in a couple of areas. You have some guides that actually guide the tee into place. And one of my favorite things about it is it actually gives you a very satisfying click into place. And that is super in there. These tee holders are going to fit most size tees, unless you're using like some really giant specialty tees for driving or something like that. I've used it with these Vice wooden tees, old school wooden tees, and then even some of the shorty plastic tees. What's nice is you're able to just snap your tee into place and it clips onto your hat, and you don't have to worry about where do I put my tee. My tee's in my pocket stabbing me in the leg. You're not going to tear up your pants, you're not going to stab yourself anymore. You just have to reach up, grab a tee from your hat, tee up your ball. Nice and convenient. Major thanks to our level 3 channel members, Nathan Wolford and Snail 3D. And the absolute best way that you can get involved with a video and help us grow is to give us a like, comment, tell us what you enjoyed or didn't like. We enjoy hearing your feedback to be able to get better. And if you found the prints in this video useful, be sure to share this with a friend and have fun with it. Now, one of the most, what I would consider to be potentially controversial 3D prints for golf is actually a tee. So a lot of designers have put some work into coming up with 3D printed golf tees, and this rugged tee is a really awesome design. It looks really good, and it's a really easy print.
This one being rugged, it's got some really well thought out geometry, some facets to improve the strength, and it's designed to print flat on the bed.
See, in 3D printing, your weak point is going to be your layer lines. Think about that like the grain of wood. And basically, if you printed this tee in how you would think to, straight up and down, it is going to be at its absolute weakest. So when you're coming through and you hit the ball with your club, you're going to shear this tee off if you print it up and down. I don't personally like to use a big chunky tee for driving. Some people really do. And the whole idea is this thing being huge, you can print it out of a bright, vibrant color, and when you hit it, it's going to be really easy to find. It's going to hold up more over time and be incredibly recoverable. In reality, it's still a plastic part, and golf tees are going to always break after a certain amount of time. You can have it for a long time, but it's going to break. And what we're going to show you is we actually compared one of the ones that I printed out of ASA versus one that PCBWay printed for us out of carbon fiber nylon. And it was kind of a cool experiment to see what the different strength and weakness of the material is.
Now, I'm really terrible at hitting the driver, so my buddy Nate is going to be the one that actually hits these for us, so that way we can show off just how well it holds up compared to one of the ASA tees.
You can really smack these tees and they're going to fly out and be recoverable. And what's really interesting is comparing the two that we tested over the course of a couple of outings that were printed, they held up pretty solid. These were printed on FDM printers with ASA on some high strength profiles, and they turned out really nice, and they actually held up to some damage. The first one that I hit, there's actually separations on the layer lines, and we'll zoom in so you can see this a little bit better, but it survived the initial impact. And something that I didn't even think about, but my friend Nathan brought up to us, is when you're orienting the tee, you should probably pay attention to where the layer lines are, so that way you're hitting with the most strength possible. The one that he hit has a small amount of damage, and it does have some cracking. Again, we'll show you some closer shots so you can see what that looks like. But what surprised me the most was actually the glass fiber nylon one, and it has considerably more damage. Now the tee feels more substantial because it's basically solid nylon, and it took a really aggressive swing from Nathan's driver. The print from them turned out great, but he really got a hold of the tee. So I'm thinking that for some folks, maybe 3D printing tees isn't exactly a great solution. I'm terrible at golf, but I'm great at 3D printing and finding really fun things to print to improve my quality of life. Whether you're getting your bulky golf balls out of your pockets, whether you're tired of being stabbed in the leg and destroying the pockets of your pants, you have a ton of different 3D printed golf accessories, and all of the ones that we used in the video are going to be in a collection on printables, which I'll have linked below, so that way you can find the original designers and show them some love. And I think it's a really fun project. Basically, it's the middle of summer here, and it's peak golf season. And being able to get more people out on the course and getting some exercise while also still highlighting their creativity and enjoyment of 3D printing, I think that's an absolute win. Even if you don't have a 3D printer, you can still get involved by checking out our sponsor, PCBWay. Major thanks to them for contributing with this video. Your prints turned out fantastic, and I will definitely be ordering some more awesome nylon parts. If you have some favorite 3D printed golf accessories, drop them in the comments below and share them with other people, so that way we can help boost these designers and show them some love. No matter what your skill level is, golf is going to be a hard game, and 3D printing can help you to overcome some of those difficulties. While the weather's nice, get out and hit some balls.